Welcome back, everyone, and this is just proof that karma is real. Doctor who threatened to poison Jews with wrong meds loses yet another job. Publicly declaring a willingness to poison patients isn't generally a way to get ahead in the medical field in the United States. Dr. Lara Kollab found this out firsthand when she was booted from a second hospital position in 7 months over disturbingly racist social media posts. As Cleveland 19 in Ohio reported in December of last year, Collab was fired from the Cleveland Clinic after her anti Semitic posts were dredged up. The group that found and saved the posts, Canary Mission, explains its mission as documenting individuals and organizations that promote hatred of the USA, Israel, and Jews on North American college campuses. And Collab's post did that, as a list of her tweets published by Canary Mission showed. Besides denigrating Jews, they praised the terrorist group Hamas as well as individual terrorists. One Collab tweet in particular was a bombshell, especially coming from anyone who planned a career in medicine. Originally posted in 2012, it stated Collab would personally give all the Yahud the wrong meds. Yahud is the Arabic word for Jew. Understandably, not wanting a medical professional doling out poison to patients based on their race, the Cleveland Clinic canned Collab in September of 2018 after learning about the posts. When we learned of the social media post, we took immediate action, conducted an internal review, and placed her on administrative leave, the clinic said in a statement. Her departure was related to those posts, and she has not worked at Cleveland Clinic since September. Collab's firing quickly made national news, ensuring that her application will be sent directly to the trash can by any human resources worker who saw the segments. While Collab at first denied creating the post, she eventually admitted she did so in an apology posted on her personal blog. I visited Israel and the Palestinian territories every summer throughout my adolescent years. I became incensed at the suffering of the Palestinians under the Israeli occupation. Not an occupation. The injustice and brutality of the occupation continues to concern me, and I believe every champion of human rights owes it to humanity to work towards a just and peaceful resolution of the crisis. However, she wrote that she's changed since she was young. These posts were made years before I was accepted into medical school, when I was a naive and impressionable girl barely out of high school. I matured into a young adult during the years I attended college and medical school, and adopted strong values of inclusion, tolerance, and humanity. I take my profession and the Hippocratic Oath seriously and would never intentionally cause harm to any patient seeking medical care. As a physician, I will always strive to give the best medical treatment to all people, regardless of their race, religion, ethnicity, or culture. I have learned from this experience and am sorry for the pain I have caused. I pray that the Jewish community will understand and forgive me. I hope to make amends so that we can move forward and work together towards a better future for us all. Collab was reportedly offered a position at another medical institution shortly after she was forced out of the Cleveland Clinic. As the Lakewood Scoop in Lakewood, New Jersey reported, California's Kern Medical offered Collab a job in its internal medicine residency program. But then the teaching hospital also caught wind of Collab's numerous social media posts. The offer was quickly withdrawn. Kern Medical notified Dr. Lara Kollab on March 15, 2019, that her position as a postgraduate Year 1 resident in the internal medicine residency program has been withdrawn, effective immediately, the center said in a release. For Jews seeking treatment at Kern Medical, this could be great news. For Kollab, this is just another blow to what may turn out to be a rocky career in medicine. With two medical centers giving her the boot and mountains of rightly negative publicity just a Google search away, Kollab won't be seeing patients without some major job interview skills. With the total cost of college and subsequent medical school running into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, Kollab would be well advised to pick up a second job to pay off any crushing student debts she may have taken on. It's unlikely she'll be receiving a position as a practicing doctor and the comfortable salary that comes with it anytime soon. This is not the first time we've seen someone have this happen to them. Not too terribly long ago as well, we had an idiot who made a video in the drive-through line at Chick Fil A where he said he went daily to get free water to cost the company money. He was very much angry at the young lady working the window who was just working there. Of course, now he says, I don't regret the stand I took, but I regret the way I talked to her. Yes, this was several years ago, but unfortunately, this man has, as Dr. Kollab, refused to take personal responsibility for his own actions. Dr. Kollab would be well advised to look up 1945 and what happened in the years after. Specifically, the United Nations, an organization championed by the modern left, as apparently the only group that can save humanity by making us all be socialists, taking away our guns, and forcing us to let in everyone we don't want. But in the 1940s, after World War II, the United Nations created the nation of Israel. And they've been fighting ever since as the defenders, never the aggressor. Hamas and the other terror regimes over there will routinely fire from civilian areas so that when retaliatory strikes are sent, they can say Israel bombed civilians. Because as soon as they fire, they remove all of their equipment so that none of it is found. There was one where it was proven the video of supposed victims being removed from an Israeli strike were actually dummies and other analogs being put in, played in reverse. There are countless stories that get buried where Israel responds to an attack on their sovereignty and it is played off as they just attack. Dr. Kollab needs to learn a few things. First of all, her actions have consequences. This is what a lot of people on the left need to learn. We have people going around screaming and yelling and attacking people for wearing a hat. We have media moguls going after children, which causes them to have to close their school due to threats, and never backing down, and not even after they are sued for millions. I personally will not be surprised to see a weeping Dr. Kollab, or prospective Dr. Kollab, on CNN or MSNBC, where the host will console the broken young woman who is being bullied for mistakes of her past. While in the very next segment, they will bring up every bad thing ever said by any conservative they want and demand they all but be shot into the sun, because, of course, only liberals learn from their mistakes. Well, I'm not happy about any of it, but I will at least say that I'm happy to report someone in this world still has logic. This young woman cannot find work in the medical field. Rightly so. If you want to work in a very prestigious field, and this is a young woman who apparently wanted to do this well before going to college. You don't just go to college and decide one day, hey, I'll go to medical school. No, you have to go in from high school planning this, because it is a long road and they want to make sure you're going to finish it and not leave them stuck with a bill that you'll never be able to repay. Yet she made posts stating that she would administer the wrong meds to the Yahud in an attempt to kill them. Then we have this guy who posts a video on the internet for all the world to see of him berating a young woman who is simply working a job. I wonder if Adam Smith has ever actually gone into a Chick Fil A and eaten the food and interacted with the people there, both customer and employee. He would find the employees are among the kindest and most wonderful people on the planet. The managers run a tight ship, but a very, very much family ship. The people going in to eat, all of them, as you sit around and talk, will talk to you. It is very much different from McDonald's or Burger King or any other place. I don't know of any Chick Fil A manager who would refuse to hire someone who is not Christian or who is LGBT or anything else. They would simply say, you are here to do a job. You are not here to be political. No one is. There are times when you see someone who steps up and reassures a customer having a bad day, or a customer that knows one of the employees, and all of a sudden the entire restaurant follows the customer's lead to pray for that person who has a relative undergoing surgery. Yes, these things have happened, but you don't have to partake. You just don't disrupt. You don't use your position to attack the company, basically. And I can guarantee you, anyone who goes to work there will very quickly find they like it. It's not your normal food service job. I have a friend of mine who left a very good job, the one I'm in now, to return to Chick Fil A and is loving his job. Yet this man wants to berate a young lady who is simply working for a living, and now his family's on food stamps. He was earning a good salary. Apparently, I believe he wrote a book and it flopped. His wife has had to return to the workforce and makes nothing close to what he used to. And still, the media refuses to say, why then, Mr. Smith, did you choose to not only berate and verbally accost a young woman who was just working a job, and to then post video evidence of it on the internet for all to see? I'm sure he would say the same thing. I don't regret the stand I took. I just regret the way I spoke to her. I don't care how you speak to her. When you accuse someone, no matter how nicely you phrase it, of being a horrible person because they work at a company where they can make a living, you're not a freedom fighter. You're not a champion of human rights. You're a horrible person who decides that your way is the only way and you are going to make life hell for anyone else. Both of these people are learning the error of their ways. But I've talked about this long enough. Let me know what you think. Just keep it classy and keep it civil. We do not learn from arguments, we learn from debate. I'm also going to be starting to stick to a schedule. I've found in the last week or so that I am letting this get away from me in a way that I stay up later than I would if I wasn't doing this. So I'm going to limit myself Sunday through Thursday nights if I just can't live with myself if I don't. But I'm going to be recording only 4 videos a day. I'm going to post them at 4. I'm going to schedule one for 4 in the morning. Then they will then post at 10 a.m., 4 p.m., and 10 p.m. respectively. So it'll be similar to what you've seen on the channel, but it will be more organized. I also have other things I'm going to be looking at, so there is a possibility in the next roughly month that I may be down to 2 videos or whatnot, but I hope to come to a good balance. And this is a learning curve for me. I've never done anything like this before. I've only ever instructed or lectured to a live audience. So this one is a bit different to me. And like I said in previous videos, there are some rabbit holes I want to jump in. So for now, the reactions will be 4 per day at 4 a.m. and p.m. and 10 a.m. and p.m. There may be a story that just catches my eye and I just have to talk about it, but I'm going to hopefully have those be very rare. Until next time, make sure to like and subscribe so that you stay up to date with all the content. Ring that notification bell so you get notifications when everything does post, just in case there's something that comes out off schedule. Until next time, everyone have a wonderful afternoon.